Bright lights, bright lights.
Good morning and welcome to Bright Lights of Roslyn Hill, Hampstead Unitarian Chapel. If you have a candle, now is a great time to light it as we say the opening words. We are the chapel of the open minds, the loving hearts and the helping hands. You can see my candle lit there. Beautiful. How are you this week? How's everything going? Before we press the pause to reflect button, I'd just like to give you a little introduction to the theme this week, which is about finding ways to comfort yourself and to heal yourself. And I've written a little message for you all, so I hope you don't mind me reading it to you. We have had our routines chopped and changed, and things have been very different this year. Some of our ways of comforting ourselves have been different, but in other ways we perhaps have identified or found things that do spark comfort and joy when we didn't expect it. And that is a really special thing. How do you comfort yourself? What does that mean? Maybe you have a special blanket you cover yourself with or snuggle up cozy with. Maybe you have a special story that you just love to read over and over again. Maybe you have a little light that you like to switch on as it's getting darker earlier in the evening or the late afternoon. Light is so important this year, at this time of year. Maybe you gaze on a star and make it your own wish star, and you pray to the star and give thanks to the star. Maybe these are the kind of things that bring you comfort. These seemingly little things are so important, and I believe it is fantastic to make sure you do all these things for yourself, even when you feel well and happy, as much as when you need a big sprinkle of comfort. So, families and other people watching, what little rituals do you have as a family? The word comfort means coming with strength. Yes, like fortification of a castle. Can you imagine a big castle in the distance? What builds you up to feel ready to take on the challenges of the week and celebrate what you have done? Now, some people talk about foods for comfort, like comfort food. I'm not sure about that phrase. You can explore it as a family, perhaps. The Soul Matters pack suggested talking about comfort food. I think food is to be enjoyed and celebrated in a healthy, balanced way. Sometimes we like to have a hot chocolate as a family, and we all prefer it slightly different. Sometimes I might have more milk, or Isabel loves marshmallows. Do you like marshmallows? Or my friend likes cream, or Simon takes different milk. He likes soya milk. We all do it differently. It is celebrating that difference and yet being all together that I think brings comfort. Knowing yourself, but also recognising and providing for the other choices, whether it's a hot chocolate or something else, is very harmonising and very healing. So, how do you have your hot chocolate? Do you have hot chocolate? Maybe you have cold chocolate drinks. Would you think about having a weekly hot chocolate around your table with your family? Maybe you could do it this week. So, press the pause to reflect button. Make it a hot chocolate button this week, perhaps, or chocolate button, and discuss your joys and concerns. So, here is an addition to our collection of Aesop's fables. It is called Hercules and the Wagoner. It is all about self-help, being the best kind of help. And how do we give self-help? We make sure we keep ourselves well and happy and comforted so that we're ready. So, have you got your hot chocolate perhaps? Are you going to settle down and listen to the story? If I'd got the Wonder Box, I would definitely have a hot chocolate in for you. So just imagine one. Cup it in your hands if you haven't got one. A farmer was driving his wagon along a miry country road after heavy rain. Ooh. The horses could hardly drag the load through the deep, deep mud, and at last it came to a standstill when one of the wheels sank to the hub in a rut. So it got stuck in the mud. If you ever play stick in the mud, that deep, deep mud, the wheels just couldn't go through. The poor farmer. So what did he do? The farmer climbed down from his seat and stood beside the wagon, looking at it, but without making the least effort to get out of the rut. All he did was curse his bad luck and call loudly on Hercules to come to his aid. Now, Hercules is the god that he's thinking of. He says, "That's not fair, help me." So he just stands there just saying, "Help me," looking at it, "Help me." Then it is said that Hercules really did appear, saying, "Put your shoulder to the wheel, man, and urge on your horses. Do you think you can move the wagon by simply looking at it and whining about it? Hercules will not help unless you make some effort yourself." I wonder what the farmer made of that. Maybe he was hoping for some grace, some spontaneous help, but Hercules said, "No, this time, if you want some help, you have to try first yourself, and then I will help you." Now, and when the farmer put his shoulder to the wheel, so have you ever seen anyone try to start a car? So he's kind of like that. He's in the middle. He's probably got his muddy boots and he's just pushing. And he urged on the horses. He said, come on, try." The wagon moved very readily. And soon the farmer was riding along again in great content and with a good lesson learned. Well, the moral of this story, what do you think it is? What's the story trying to tell us? Have you ever sort of had something happen? Maybe your car hasn't started, a bit like the Wagoner, it's got stuck, or I'm not sure what, or one of your scooter wheels or your bicycle wheels has got stuck. What do? You get off and kind of humph. Want some help, please? Come on. But sometimes people come to our aid and sometimes they don't. And sometimes after we ask, nothing happens and we have to try ourselves. But in that moment of trying, sometimes miracles can happen. Self-help is the best kind of help. And then it says something really big on the script I have. It says heaven, whatever that means to you and you as a family, helps those who help themselves. What does that mean? We talked about grace, like spontaneous help. Well, I think we have to be seen to try. We should be kind to ourselves about that though, and give it our best shot safely. And usually there is some kind of intervention. I like to think so. You can only try your best, can't you? But he did try. I like that story. I hope that if he hadn't had a hot chocolate before he set out, he had a lovely, well-deserved hot chocolate afterwards to help him comfort himself and heal himself. That must have been quite a challenge for the farmer. What do you think about that? So, does it tie in with finding ways to comfort yourself? Does sometimes helping yourself first and deciding what help you need comfort yourself? We definitely have to look after ourselves first, don't we? And we did that lovely comfort jar self-help video earlier this year. So maybe you could revisit that. Fill a jar full of things like lovely Vaseline for the cold weather, or little favourite chocolates. Back to chocolate. Am I a bit obsessed with chocolate this week? What else could you put in there? Some little lights or little candles to have at hand. I think it's a really special thing to do. Make it your treasure box this week, perhaps. So, I look forward to seeing some of you on Zoom later this year, and we'll be in touch about that as well. But in the meantime, if you want to get in touch, just email me at childrenschapel@roslinhillchapel.org, or ask your parents or carers to give me a text on the WhatsApp group. I'd be more than happy to hear from you, and I'm really pleased that some of you want to take part in the pen pal scheme. So that's fantastic, and I will send details shortly about that. But if you want to get started on drawing things or writing things or even doing an illustration of this story, perhaps we could send it on to the new pen pal that you will have if you've signed up to the scheme. So let me finish with the closing words for you. As we leave this friendly place, love give light to every face. May the kindness that we learn light our hearts until we return. Okay, blow it out this time. Have a lovely week. Take care of yourselves, and I'm wishing you so much comfort and joy. Take care. Bye.
Bright lights, bright lights.